Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 Dreamcast review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Bangai-O, which I really hope I pronounced that correctly. Sure enough, someone will tell me I've done it wrong if in doubt. And if you've never played it before, it's basically a shmup, and it's a treasure game. And by that I mean the developer treasure, not that it's a rare game that if you find it, or you know, no crappy metaphor, it is just the company who makes it. And I must admit, I miss Treasure. I wish they would make more games and start getting more frequent again like they were back in the 90s and that, because only with Treasure can you put a game on and instantly not have a bloody clue what the hell you're doing, why you're doing it, but you're having an insane amount of fun all the same. It's just something about Treasure. I think I've maybe understood one of their games inside the first hour, and that's it. The rest, it's taken me a hell of a long time to actually understand what the hell it is I'm doing. And that's what I love about treasure games. They do the unexpected. It's almost a cliche to say it's expected to expect the unexpected, but that's what Treasure did. Every time, just when you thought there couldn't be more zany, they found a way, and they did something totally different and totally new. Options wise, you've got two options modes. You've got this one, and then you've got a cheaty options mode, which you can access by either beating all 44 levels on the game or by entering 3 groundhogs as your name. And by groundhogs I do actually mean groundhogs. And it's a basic options menu, the first one. It's just a couple of things. You can choose 2 control methods, of which the only one worth actually using is ABXY to shoot and the D-pad to move. Granted, I'd rather have the analog to move and then ABXY, but the analog is fire no matter what, and the D-pads move. So you could, I suppose, kind of hold it almost like a claw if you wanted to, and hold it like that to fire and aim, but it's very awkward. You're best off just using ABXY. And there is another method where you can like push down a button, and I think it's you push X and you'll fire on the left side, and then you can aim with a part of the D-pad and you push right. It's very awkward. This really is. A lot of people actually agree that there should have only been one control method. It's one of the few times when having a choice is not a good thing. For those who don't know though, Bangai-O is just, as I've already said, insane. It's a shmup, and the whole point is you've got your energy in the top left corner, and you can change characters, and they've got different shot styles. You've got number of explosions in the middle, and the higher that number goes up, pretty much the better the score you get. There's buildings all over the place that house enemies, so you've got to destroy the buildings, but you don't have to destroy all buildings in every zone. It's one of those things that you'll have to learn. There's a balance between which ones you should destroy, which ones you shouldn't, because sometimes the points you get aren't worth the life you lose, because you'll then run out of energy by the time you get to the end of the level, and you'll fail and you'll have to start again. It is a unique balance. It's one of those things that mainly if it's a very high impact area, you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to use the scatter shot technique, which basically does that, but it costs 50,000 every time you do it. Or so saith the if I can find it. There's a little M around the stage that actually tells you a few basics there. And when you go into it, you get some story which is insane, and it says there if you use it all round. This has cost you 50,000 credits. What you're demanding money. It's just completely insane. Every single bit of it. None of it makes sense, and that's what I love about it. It's what I love about all treasure games. Quite frankly, the day that Treasure make a regular game, I think, is the day gaming really will die. And it does mean that you've constantly got a unique balance of destroying everything in sight and also running away. It's like strategy to run away at certain times, because you can, as I say, just go around and clear things out, but that isn't always the best tactic. There's then bosses on the game, which I've got one here that I can at least show, and the bosses basically have their own unique strategy, but mainly it tends to be shoot them and they blow up. Graphically, I think the game looks really nice, although you can tell it's aging now, because if you look at the Bangai-O game on the Xbox, then it just looks, well, this looks terrible in comparison, because everything's nice and cleaned up for the Xbox version, because it's HD and that, but it still does look good, and I quite like the looks of it. As you can see, there are energy pickups as well, because I've just got them there and they've filled me health up. and there's nothing much else I can really say about the game that I haven't already said. It is just almost like standard shmup design. You go around, you kill the enemies, you go for a high score, you kill the boss, you do it all again on other levels, and there's, as I say, 44 levels all the way through the game, so that's an absolutely huge amount of levels. It's not the sort of game that you're going to beat in half an hour, thankfully. And it's also highly replayable because of the scoring system and learning how to play it. And it's definitely worth a look if you are into the genre, or if you're into treasure games and you've just never played this one before. There's nothing I can actually think to say left, so I'm just going to end with a little bit of the music, which, typical Treasure, I think the music is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. So that was a little bit of the music, and the only things I can mention that I haven't kind of explained fully. While I said about the cost of the scatter shot and the credits, it's probably the best way to describe it is the bottom left corner is a number basically of how many times you can use them, so you don't need to keep track of a credit system or anything. And while I did mention there are shot differences between, depending on who you play as, you might have noticed that the girl's shot, Mammy I believe she's called, her shot's ricochet, and that's pretty much the main difference, because you've got to learn and go through sections like this which are almost puzzle-like rather than shmup-like, because you've got to take it easy and just work your way through, going one step at a time, all whilst at the same time you've got to remember you've got a timer, so you've got to do it slowly but quickly, if that makes any sense. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.